Right. Hey y'all, it's Erica Plants for Garden Under Influence LLC, where we teach you how to grow with what you got. And what we got is me doing a whole lot of stuff that I should have done a long time ago. And so,
In our
I'm
capitalistic,
just gonna record on
patriarchal,
live.
and hegemonic
I need to
world,
record somewhere.
Americans tend to
Why not
think that
here?
love is weak
I'm listening
and
to a
even
great book.
embarrassing. Because white supremacy is defined by violent power, it can never produce community
Okay,
or
so this is
compassion.
dragon fruit that I
According to
just
Hooks, we
lazily
cannot
let
know love if
sit.
we remain unable to
The
surrender
fruit,
our
I always just sit them
attachment to
outside,
power.
right? That's the dragon
Love
fruit
makes
right
people
there.
vulnerable and
And I let it
thereby
break
connect us
down.
to others.
And I let it
Love
grow
requires
itself. Who has
community,
time?
and Hooks
Y'all
gives a
have time
remedy
like
for
that?
pain.
So I need to
To
separate all
address
of
our
these. So I'm
trauma
going to put them
and
over here in the
prioritize our
end.
suffering.
But first
We
we got
can
to get
never
them
use
all.
language to understand
See,
love
look.
as a
You
noun,
see,
an
it's
adjective,
still
and a
on
verb.
the actual dragon fruit.
Healing is a radical communal act.
Mm-hmm.
And the greatest expression of
And
love
look, though.
is
They're already
joy.
getting their little,
It is an open
what do they
mouth,
call it?
head
Fur?
thrown back
Looks like
laugh
fur to me. You
surfacing
see?
from deep within.
Ain't that cute?
Bill Ehrman Berry is a
Now,
writer,
I
farmer,
sell
and
these and
environmental
I grow
activist.
dragon fruit, but
He argues
and I
that when
have
it
some
comes
grown
to
from
fixing
seed, but
societal
I
problems,
realized that when I
people often
transplant
want
them
a
instead of just
solution
letting them
as
stay
large
there,
scale as the
they grow
problem,
so much faster.
but rarely can
And I
any
want
major
that.
problem be
So
solved this way.
I'm trying to get as
Instead,
many as I
he
can.
suggested what is needed
But I've
are
seen them like pop
countless
up in other
small
places in
solutions
other
that
beds
can chip
because,
away
again,
at the
I'm
core
toxic.
issues. But
All right.
small, interpersonal solutions do not satisfy
So,
Americans' need for drama. At a
y'all, I really
surface
don't know
level,
what. Look,
joy does not feel adequate.
I'm not even going to front
At
like I know what
best,
I'm doing in
it can feel
these.
dismissive. At worst, like
Look
salt
at
in the
these
wind.
babies.
But black joy is not mere
So, all I'm going to do
optimism.
is just
It is hope. We cannot tackle anything,
sit the root
big or small, without
down.
first
And this is
believing
a
change
looser,
is
loamier
possible.
kind of
Some changes will come all at
soil.
once. Some changes will be
And
incremental.
so,
But nothing can be solved without putting
yeah,
our
I'm not
faith
doing nothing
into practice.
excessive. You see what I'm saying?
5-year-old daughter
I'm
Josephine
basically
has
just
the most delicious and infectious laugh.
breaking them up.
One day I was
And
looking
then the
for my
dirt on them
phone
will fall off
and
when I
realized
water it.
she had it.
But we
I
still
said,
want
"Jojo, what are you
this
doing?"
because if there's more
It
seeds,
turned out she was
I
recording
want the
herself
fruit to
singing
grow.
along to
Oh,
Disney's
and there are still
Encanto,
seeds in there.
belting her heart
Hey.
out with all the inflection to Mirabelle's Waiting on a Miracle. She handed me the
Same
phone
thing right
and
there.
asked me to
Let's see
watch
if
the
we can see
video
some
she had
seeds.
just finished recording. I hit play, and
Oh,
together
yeah.
we listened to her rendition. She is off screen, behind the camera, and the film plays out shakily on my phone.
Oh, yeah.
She sings every lyric
So,
verbatim,
like I said, I
but
did
when
this
it comes to a
lazily.
high note, she
I
misses it by a
just set
mile.
the dragon fruit
She is
outside.
way off,
Then I let them
but as
germinate there. I
earnest as she
always do
can
them
be
this
in her
way.
squeezing
I
her
do the
lemon
same
to
with my
song,
lychee seeds and,
we
and
both looked
my
at each other,
soursop seeds and all.
listening
Yeah,
to
ain't
her
nobody got
voice in the
time to
recording
be
nearly
fighting with
scream
grow
out
lights
the
and all.
note,
And so
and
this
we
is me
simultaneously burst into laughter.
removing them
We
because
flung our heads back,
they grow
opened our
better
mouths wide,
when they
and
get
hollered
separated off of
with
this.
laughter. It was
And
pure
so what
joy
I'm doing though
and
is I'm
simple
not doing
pleasure.
anything extra drastic.
What did
I'm
this
basically
moment
gonna
have to
lay
do with
them
white supremacy?
right
Nothing.
over the soil
That is the point. I
and then
fight to
take
have
like
these
a pencil or
moments make
something
up the bulk of my day.
and lay them down
Laugh was both a remedy
on said
and
soil.
a
And
reminder
sometimes it can be
that
more
black
than
joy
one.
can
I
be
mean,
anything.
you
I
see, the seed
want
isn't
a
even all the way
revolution.
out yet.
I want
You
to be
see?
protected and safe.
And since the seed
I
isn't
want to
all the way
belong.
out yet,
But mostly I just
they
want to
won't. They
be.
don't have the same
I
kind of
want to be
shock,
like Dorian
especially as like
Witherspoon,
really
who
resilient
was too busy championing her oyster nights.
cactus.
I am
So you gotta
raising my
remember
children
that your
to know
dragon fruit is
joy,
a cactus.
to allow joy to fortify them and heal them.
But yeah, they look really
I
good
am
so
teaching
far.
them
And
to
look, that was
send
some kind
joy
of
back
mushroom.
out
Hey,
to a
mushroom.
hostile world. Black joy is
Mushrooms.
the remedy.
And see, when
Just
they're like
us
this, I'm
is the
just gonna leave it
cure.
like that for now
We can have
until
both.
they're a little bit bigger. That's good enough.
I mean,
Right now,
a
though, like I said, all I'm
postscript.
doing is separating them out.
My
And
husband
this is more
was in high
loamy
school.
soil, and
He
that
took
will
a
allow
summer
them to
job as a
grow.
lifeguard at a local
All right,
beach.
let's get back to the book.
During his training, his instructors discussed what to do if he spotted someone drowning. If the person was panicking, he needed to be careful. A person who was flailing could drown a lifeguard by attempting to jump on them and even push them underwater. If the panicking, drowning person was bigger than him, this could be a real problem. The instructor's guidance was simple: let them drown.
Tuh.
It's better to
Wait.
rescue a person after they've lost consciousness than to risk being pulled under.
Oh, okay.
Once unconscious, they can be safely rescued and brought to shore, and then a lifeguard or paramedic can resuscitate them.
Damn.
Let them drown. It's harsh,
That's a
but I
word.
understand the rationale behind it. A
It's a
panicked
message.
person in the water can be a danger to themselves and others. I think about this story often when I watch the news coverage of the latest racial boogeyman, be it critical race theory, woke culture, or conspiracies regarding stolen elections.
Oh no.
It is as though white Americans are lounging in a community pool,
Hey,
propped up by
can you
all
give me a
kinds of
tripod? This
stories
one just
because
broke.
they cannot swim. They fear someone is going to remove a device that allows them to float, so they scream, they splash and kick and lose their balance. White people fear the loss of their superiority, advantage, and safety. They become irrational.
Thank
They
you.
do not need to hoard the floaties. In fact, they can just stand up and the water will be at their waist. But they do not trust anyone. The fanatics,
One
white
second, y'all. I just
supremacists,
broke my
and
tripod and I'm
radicalized white
switching
parents are kicking and punching and flailing their arms in a
while
panic.
I transplant
In a
these.
toxic political
Let's see
environment,
how that looks.
I ask myself,
I have to change
how should the
angles.
public
Probably for the
approach
better.
these people? Do we like? What would it mean for American racial politics? I've begun to think that maybe letting someone drown is a refusal to engage a panicked person.
All right, let's see. I think we got it.
Black people know what rescue and resuscitation looks like in a democracy. It is the work and activism Black women do daily
right.
at our jobs, in our communities, and for our families. There is nothing good in America that can be accomplished without the labor and intellect of people of color. When people of color refuse, quit, leave, withhold, strike, boycott, or simply carve out spaces that
Okay,
deny
wait.
white faces
I'm
or
fighting
do
for
not
my life.
allow white people
This new
entry,
angle is weird.
institutions must concede. Allowing the drowning is the demand that white people must relinquish their hold on power, violence, and control.
Okay, I think we're
The
there.
warning before drowning is to call out, let go, stand up, you are not dying. When America is rescued and
Now
resuscitated,
back to it.
then people will also have to answer the hard questions. How do we engage each other as human beings?
Okay, and again, what I'm doing is I'm
Jamaica
just laying
Kincaid wrote A
them
Small Place
right
regarding
on
her
the
far
soil.
understanding of and relationship with
And
her
they're still
native
in their
home of
seed pot.
Vancouver.
Like I said, their
She
seed pod hasn't even
concluded by
broke yet,
writing about
which shows you
Christopher
how much they were
Columbus's
fighting.
discovery of
Because
the
they
island
sprouted a
in
few weeks
1493.
ago.
She referred to the
You can
European
tell from the
settlers
size of them.
and
But to
slaveholders
me, that's
as rubbish,
reassuring.
and
Because it's
all
not like their
enslaved
roots are
people
established
as
yet, which
noble
makes it
and
super
exalted.
easy.
In her mind, there was nothing
I also do
fantastic.
this with sand
Men and
on my
women who
marigolds.
engaged in the practice of slavery
Growing out
were
of the box
trash,
does this with its
and
tomatoes
people who
too.
were enslaved were honorable and even morally superior.
And
But
then
when
you don't have to
slavery
fight for the
collapsed,
roots.
everyone had to
Okay,
reckon with their own
so
humanity
I'm just laying them
and the
right on
humanity
top
of others.
so that
They
I can
acknowledged
then
this.
tuck them
Once you cease to
in
be
the
a master,
bed
you are no longer
so
human
that they
rubbish.
can
You are just a human being, and all the things that adds up to.
go
The same
and
could be
grow
said of the
bigger
enslaved.
and better,
Once they are no longer
faster.
slaves,
Dragon
once
fruit
they
grows
are
as fast
free,
as you
they
let
are no
them,
longer noble
if
and
you give them
exalted.
the ability.
They are just human beings.
They're a really cool cactus
Slavery
in that way.
was an institution that deprived white people of their humanity and created a context in which Black people could not be seen as human either. In slavery, there were no humans,
See, look, that's
white or
it. So
Black.
that's it.
For people to become human, slavery needed to be abolished. People are not afraid to act. They are committed and even willing to trade in their identity as noble and exalted slaves to be human. But too many white Americans have settled into their identity as rubbish. Because as James Baldwin believed, to act is to be committed, and to be committed is to be in danger. In this case, the danger in the minds of most white Americans is the loss of their identity. or
You
in
think
other
you mind
words,
if Jaden
the
comes? Because
loss
I
of
think
their
Jaden's coming this
manufactured
way. I think he's trying
superiority.
to play me.
Seemingly white Americans, it is better to be
You hear
hated
me?
than to be human.
You mind if Jaden
But
comes for a
nothing
day or
will
so?
change until everyone becomes committed.
I think he's trying to play me.
Accordingly, in the post-emancipation world,
AKA
everyone's
surprise me.
humanity must be reissued and prescribed a meaning that grants everyone enfranchisement. But the only model we have, the only definitions people understand, come from a place of violence and death. Refusal requires redefinition, reparation, and restoration.
Yeah.
Justice can only be obtained when people strive to imagine and create a world order that does no harm. In 1993, science fiction author Octavia Butler published her book, Parable of the Sower, about an apocalyptic United States that is ravaged by corrupt leadership, deadly plagues, and rampant violence. The
Look, and
first
even these
chapter
other ones,
begins with the
y'all,
date
even if you leave them
Saturday,
like that, as the
July
water falls
20th,
off of them, they always
2024.
just show back up. There's
Each
one thing I
chapter
can say:
opens with
it's
the
not
epigraph,
a
a warning of
finicky
sorts.
cactus.
The
It's
epigraph for
really
chapter
resilient.
6 reads, "Drowning people sometimes die fighting their rescuers."
Mm. Woo!
Americans
Drowning
and
people
people of
sometimes
color
die fighting
cannot
their
risk their
rescuers.
lives saving someone who
Who's
is
already
unwilling to
drowning?
recognize the harm their panic is causing. The wise
Man.
lifeguard will watch and wait. It can be agonizing, but waiting is not careless.
Waiting is not
The
careless.
refusal is not so much a no as a not now.
Yeah,
When the
it's a wait.
hysterical swimmer grows tired and weary and weak and is just on the brink of unconsciousness, then and only then will the lifeguard rescue them from the water. Black Americans and their comrades serve as the nation's lifeguards.
This
Black
is how I do
people have
that. And I just
consistently,
tuck it in.
from
You
the
see how that's
beginning of this
going?
country, blown their
So much
whistles and
easier.
called out the strong
Wait,
tides
wait, wait.
of the
Let's see.
hypocrisy, violence, greed, and absurdity of white supremacy.
So I just tuck it.
Can and should
Take the
continue to
stem
rely on revolution,
and tuck it.
protection, force, flight, and joy. In the chaotic world that Americans live in, Black people can repeatedly pull in the heavy unconscious bodies of extremism or apathy and hope that their revival from a near-death experience will be transformative.
Yeah.
Or we can let whiteness drown in the violence of its own making. When we refuse, it is in our power to determine how we can best preserve our lives and the lives of others. Acknowledgements. I was 11 years old. I went on vacation with my family to Disney World. We had a blast. During the trip, my mom was up against a deadline for her book manuscript. My parents went on all the rides with us during the day, but at night, my mom worked and typed for hours. One night, we were sitting in our hotel room watching TV while my mother was working. Suddenly, I heard my mother scream, and then scream again and again. Her screams turned into wails. She had lost 90 pages of her book. She was working on an old school word processor and somehow had erased all that she had written. 90 pages. Writing is hard. It is energy and thought and care. Good writing is taxing. Even as a child, I knew that this was no small thing. Mother's relief when we returned home, a technician managed to recover all of her lost pages. Nevertheless, the fear of losing written pages has been instilled in me. I can still hear my mother saying, "Save your stuff, back it up, don't play around." I share this story because we refuse almost never existed. To finish major parts of this book, I went on a writer's retreat and wrote almost 100 pages of edited and new material, which I saved on an external thumb drive. Not long after, I got word that my grandmother had passed away.
Oh.
Husband and I bought plane tickets to Illinois to attend my grandmother's funeral.
Okay, we're just doing the
In my
Dragonfruit
distracted
again.
state, I did not back up my work to a cloud on my computer. It was all on my thumb drive. While at the airport, I
And now
pulled up
I'm
my
just
laptop to work. Even in
Making sure
grief,
the
I
soil is
still
not
felt the
too high
tyranny
and
of
to
a
soften
deadline.
the rest of the
Suddenly,
dragon
I
fruit in there
heard
to
the
feed it.
announcement that it was time to board. I quickly gathered my things, and then I realized I could not find my thumb drive. I assumed it was buried in my black hole of a purse and boarded the plane. Once we were seated, I began feverishly searching my purse for the missing drive. Nothing. It was nowhere to be found. As the plane pulled away from the gate, I burst into tears and felt the beginnings of a panic attack. If it was lost, there was no question. I would quit working on the manuscript. My husband assured me that we would find it, but for now, I needed to be present with my family and bury the last of my grandparents. So I took all of my fears and feelings and buried them in the back of my brain. We flew out on a Friday evening and attended the funeral on Saturday morning. On Sunday, we flew back to Boston, arriving at the exact same gate that we had left on Friday. As I stumbled off the plane, something told me to check the seat I'd been sitting in just 3 days before. I put my hand in between the two seats, searched the floor, and nearly screamed. 3 days later, my thumb drive was right where I left it, right where it had fallen on the floor between two seats. My husband's mouth fell open, and then he said, "Save that right now." I did, and I no longer use thumb drives.
Mm.
Marvel at what it takes to cultivate an idea and then write a book. Think about how some stories are lost and then recovered.
Yeah.
Other stories are lost and never
Forever.
found.
Yeah.
Some stories are lost and then written anew. There are people who forge ahead and people who cannot. How these things happen is inexplicable. I believe some stories must come to life. There are forces that work to ensure nothing can keep a powerful and purposeful message from the printed page. I believe my ancestors needed We Refuse in the world. I think my great grandmother and her daughters and granddaughters needed this work. I needed this work.
Yeah.
We all need to be reminded of the power of refusal in the face of loss, setbacks, or backlash. Moreover, when something like a book is lost, the stakes are high because others have invested time, energy, and care in the work. I would like to thank all of the people who helped to make We Refuse possible. Basic Books to Brian Disselberg, Emily Tabor, Emma Berry, Kyle Gibson, and Claire Potter, thank you for believing in this project and pushing it through. Tanya McKinnon, Tamika Franklin, Vanessa Diaz, Dennis Marsuka, Joy Worthy, Jabola Fagbami, and Gregory Thompson, you are all a force. In shaping this book, I took part in several writing
Let
groups
me try
that
something
stretched my
different.
thinking. Thank you
Let's
to
see.
Carrie Greenidge, Kendra Field, Heather Curtis, and Abby
Let's try
Cooper.
this.
To Mary Frances Phillips, Natalie Leger, and Izaku Nwokocha, you got me through the pandemic and the hardest parts of We Refuse. A special thank you to Ashley Dennis. You are an iron sharpener. My Wellesley colleagues, thank you to Chipo Dendere, Vasily Fitzpatrick, Raylene Montagnard,
Yeah.
Selwyn Cajo, Chudy, Michelle
That's
Lee,
it.
Petra Rivera Rideau, Irene Mata, Bafra Aberis, Eve Zimmerman, Patricia Birch, Sue Hong, Smitha
I
White
like
Bushnell,
that.
Sabine
So what I did
Franklin,
was firm it first now.
Eric Gerard,
That way I don't have to
Provost
go back
Frank
and do this
Shinnon,
whole
and
leveling thing
President
so that the
Paula
water is
Johnson.
not above, I mean the
And
soil
thanks
is not above
also
the plant.
go to my phenomenal students, especially Adjua Deefi Antwi, Lauren Nines, Izzy Turkanu, Nia Roberts, Penelope Johnson, Rosie Hill, Mia Maxwell, Madeline Spiegel, Cricket Lieberman, and Bernadette Hargrove. Thank you to my colleagues, other writers and editors in the field, Tamika Nunley,
Yeah, that's it.
Elizabeth Hinton, Saida Grundy, Crystal Sanders, Takia Hamilton, Carol Anderson, Jim Downs, Deidre Cooper Owens, Erica Armstrong Dunbar, Eric Foner, Nikki Taylor,
Can
Betsy
we
Herbert
go? Can we
Trainer,
end it now?
Robin Spencer, Nika Denny, Lauren Williams, and Charles McKinney. To my fellow podcasters, Jody Abergan,
You hear
Leo
me?
Pfeiffer,
Can you
Nikki
change it?
Hannah,
It's done.
Nina
The book is
Ernst,
over.
Jacob Feldman,
The book is
Brittany
over.
Brown, and all the good people at Radio
Yes.
Utopia, thank you for the best conversation.
She is giving her
Special
prologue.
thanks to the
It's over.
Boston's Museum of African American History and its leadership. Shout out to NPR's Tiny Desk Concert
See?
for fueling my writing.
Huh? Yeah, we've been out here that long. But I'm like, dude, I don't want to hear her name a million people. No shade to her, and shout out to her for like, honoring them. But only they gonna know their name and be proud. I'm proud of them for helping her though. Shout out. But yeah, I'm good. I don't need to hear that. But it's beautiful. And if they was one of my kids, I would wait to hear their name too. But they're not my kids.
And we're going to stick with it for now. We say however it was that you learned about the diet. And if you're interested, we'd be happy to bring the information.
Are you doing the toxin solution? Is this the toxin solution?
If there's anything you think we should be checking, iron levels, blood count, B12, we'd want to hear about this. If this dietary
almost sounds like Joe
continues to be a
Pizzorno.
sore spot and you feel hassled and unsupported, I would search for a new doctor, especially if you have a lot of kids.
Yeah. Hey y'all, I hope you're doing well. Okay, so again, this is my new plan.
In with the new.
I'm not fighting this, so I want to take them out.
Once in a while, I get to see an
Since
aha
I'm
moment happen
transplanting
right
them.
in front of me.
But I want it to
It
be
is
firm
wonderful.
first.
Perhaps it comes after I have just
That
talked
way
to a
it
patient about
levels
their odds of having a major heart disease
the
event.
thing. Then
Stroke.
I'm gonna lay them back
I can
on that.
see the wheels
Notice how most of them again are
There
still
was a
in
transition
their
in thinking right before my eyes.
seed pod. Like,
Perhaps the patient still has young kids. They
Like
would
that
never
one.
get on a bus that had a 1 in 10 chance of barreling to a fatal fiery crash.
right.
But perhaps they've just heard that they have a 10% chance of having a life-altering heart attack or dying within the next 10 years. They hear that medical guidelines suggest starting medications, which all have side effects, medications that will likely need to be taken for the rest of their life. I tell them the real problem is the food.
Yep, it's always
and
been the
wheels
food.
start turning. It doesn't happen that often, quite
That's
frankly,
why I'm
because
growing my
getting
people some
information alone
food.
doesn't change us that often. That's why the factors discussed in the last chapter, the ones on the scorecard, are so crucial. They go far beyond the facts and
Then
figures.
patted it down.
But when the wheels really do turn right in front of me, I start getting questions like, what do I eat? Do you have a food list?
Yeah.
Do you have a shopping list? And one of the more common questions I get
at that
when
from
patients
the-
realize that I follow my own recommendations is, what do you eat? This chapter is not only about answering these questions for you, but more importantly about giving you the skills to perpetuate this new lifestyle on your own. You know the expression, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime.
Teach a man
This
the
chapter
garden,
is about
and he can
teaching
show his
you how to
family
fish,
how to
so to
do
speak,
it
for
without
healthy
it
plant
taking
foods
skill or
in the
knowledge.
grocery store. Staple foods to have on hand. Last chapter, I gave you the bad news, the foods you need to throw out. Now I want to give you the good news, the incredible range of new foods you should seek out to thrive on. This list could go on for quite a while,
Yeah, it could.
but I'll keep it as simple as I can. I mentioned some brand names in this list, but have absolutely no personal financial stake in doing so. The new staples. Pastas. 100% whole wheat pasta of any variety. Brown rice pasta. Tinkyada is a brand I like that is commonly sold in the gluten-free section of grocery stores. Whole grains and legumes.
Yeah.
Oatmeal. The old-fashioned kind with nothing added.
Still oats.
Regular brown rice.
Yeah.
Any of the many different types, such as short, medium, or long
Organic.
grain or basmati. I enjoy nishiki, premium
In
medium
Asian,
grain
so
brown
that
rice.
it's not stripped of the
Purple
nutrients.
Thai rice or Chinese black rice.
Yep. See,
These
Asian.
have a nice look and a unique nutty taste that's good for special occasions.
Yeah.
Instant brown rice, for when you don't have much time. Quinoa, cooks fast. Whole wheat couscous, cooks very fast. Beans. Most varieties are available dried, in bags, but need to be soaked overnight before cooking.
No, they
Lentils
don't.
of various types are available
Get a
in
pressure
bags
cooker.
and cook quickly. Because of my busy schedule, I often use canned beans, which
Yep.
I always have on hand.
GMO beans.
Boxed cereals. There is no more confusing aisle in the grocery store
Then
than
the
the
cereal aisle. Yeah.
full of packages with misleading labels. I'll admit that only the boring boxed cereals are healthy, but if you add some raisins and a banana and other fruits, you won't miss a thing. I recommend using oats as your breakfast base. Keep listening for my easy homemade muesli, because even the boring cereals have a lot of sodium.
Yep.
For convenience, you might try
And no
these
fiber.
brands or the generic versions. Post Grape Nuts, Post Bran Flakes, Post Shredded Wheat, General Mills Cheerios, General Mills Chex, General Mills Kix, General Mills Total, or any other cereal with no added oil and less than 5 or 6 grams of sugar per serving. Breads and crackers. 100%
All
whole
right.
grain bread.
We got this
Food for
done.
Life's Ezekiel 4:9 is a particularly good
And now I'm going to
sprouted
figure out what I'm
grain
going to do on this
bread
other
found
side.
in the
Maybe I'm
frozen
going to some
food section of
seeds.
stores. There are many different products in the line.
What am I doing? You know
Whole
what?
grain
We're going to get
tortillas.
these sour sops that are
Ezekiel 4:9
rotten.
is good.
And we're going to do
Raw
the seeds
Tortilla
in them.
Factory's
Because I
Sonoma
left
is
a
also
few.
a good brand.
I let so
As are
many
Trader
dry.
Joe's corn
And I
wheat
left so
and
many
plain
out.
corn tortillas.
And these are the
Take
out
care to avoid
ones.
tortillas with oil.
Look at this
which are
nasty
very
looking
common.
sour sop. I know, right?
Crackers.
Now they ain't
Wasabi's
finding it that
oil-free
fast.
varieties of
Get
crackers.
y'all selves
These are
off
better
my
than toppings and
sour
dips.
sop.
Rice thins. Some brands make small
Okay.
circular
Let's
thin
see.
rice crackers without
It should be
oil.
easy to get the seeds at this
Crackers
point.
and
That's why I like
pretzels.
it like this.
Any variety of
My
Mary's
autistic
Gone
self
crackers,
hates
gluten-free, oil-free,
hates
whole
the
grain
the,
crackers
the
or pretzels,
soupiness of it.
available online in many flavors. Tortilla chips. Lorena brand unsalted
Like I
baked
said,
organic
I'm
corn
gonna do stuff
tortilla
the easy
chips,
way every
available
time.
online.
This is so much easier.
Baking. 100%
And
whole
sour
wheat
sop are
pastry
prone to go
flour.
bad
Individual
fast.
snack
We
size
got our ship
containers
from
of
Granada
100% applesauce,
to sell.
unsweetened. Raisins,
And
dates,
this time the batch was
basic
just
spices,
super
cinnamon,
ripe by the
nutmeg,
time it got here.
baking
And so
soda
most of
and
them
baking powder.
did
Parchment
not make it
paper.
across the country as
Not a
they usually
food,
do.
obviously, but
But
very
next
useful
time they
for
will be
oil-free
on
baking and
pre-sale.
roasting. Root vegetables.
So
Sweet
that people
potatoes
can
and
grow
yams,
fresh ones
white
on their
potatoes,
own. But yeah, this
onions,
was a sour sop.
ginger.
But you
If
see how
use
easy
this
it is? Because see, they have all those pops.
peel a whole ginger
And
root,
it makes
freeze
me
and
gag
then grate
when I
as
do
needed.
it
Garlic,
when they're
if you
mushy.
prefer fresh. Any other of the
I mean, don't get me
dozens of
wrong, I
root
still do it.
vegetables that
But
store well and
I've
have
learned
been
that they
used
store
all over
well,
the
their
world
fruit,
as
and then they
reliable, staple
seed
sources of
really
nutrition.
fast this way.
This is
They
a
germinate
huge
really
group of foods
fast.
you can
These are
explore.
available at
How about
plantinghill.com,
taro,
which is my website
fennel,
where I sell seeds,
rutabaga,
nursery plants,
cassava,
edible fruit starts, which is
jarred
what I'm doing right
sauces
now
and
with these
dressings,
um,
tomato pasta sauces.
dragon fruit. I
Be
am a
careful.
licensed seed
Most
dealer
pre-made pasta
and live
sauces have
plants. I have a
lots
live
of
plants
oil and
nursery
salt and
license
frequently
to
have
ship
added
across this
meat
country.
and cheese.
So
Choose
yeah,
sauces
but
that do not list oil in the
we're getting ready for the next
ingredients.
season.
You can make your own or stock up on the
Oh wait,
couple
we're not
of
finished with
brand
this one.
options
Look at
that are
that.
more benign.
Yuck.
Ragu light tomato and basil pasta sauce, Enrico's traditional pasta sauce,
Yeah.
oil-free, no salt added, Trader Joe's organic spaghetti sauce with mushrooms.
Can we skip the
Salsas.
foods?
Enrico's
Can we skip
has
the
no
foods?
added salt or oil in a variety of styles.
You be tuned out.
Look for low
Can we go to
or
the next
no
chapter?
added salt salsas. Balsamic vinegar.
Are you listening
We
to
are
the
very
foods?
fortunate to have
Okay,
the
go ahead.
Oliver's chain of stores where I live, which
People
carries
just saying so many
wonderful
name
aged
brands
and flavored
that
balsamic vinegars that are good for topping
you don't even do
greens,
wheat. I don't do
salads,
wheat.
and many other foods. They offer their products online as well. Several other chains and businesses now offer
He has
the
a
same
horrible
types of
voice.
vinegars. Other vinegars, white, apple cider, rice vinegar, others as called for in recipes. Fat-free salad dressings.
Look at this.
Be
My
very
hands look
careful with
atrocious.
these. It's better to make
Don't
your
worry,
own
like I said,
dressings,
everything is
as most
sanitized with
fat-free dressings are
peroxide
basically
and
flavored corn syrup
baking
with other added
soda and
sugars.
neem
But some
meal
might be available with
here
3
at
or
our
fewer
shop.
grams of added sugar per serving.
So
Look for a variety that does
I'm
not list a sugar
not
or syrup
concerned.
as the
Plus
first
these
ingredient
are
and has
just
less
where
than
we're
30
sorting them.
calories per 2
And this is just
tablespoon
a
serving.
transplant spot.
Lemons and limes,
This makes it so much
usually
easier though.
part of sauces and dressings, good for seasoning greens and other recipes. Canned goods, beans, low sodium
I don't agree
varieties
with
like
this.
Great
I don't know
Northern
who this
beans,
dude is,
garbanzo beans,
but
chickpeas, kidney beans,
he full
black
of it.
beans,
All these
pinto
canned
beans,
beans.
and many others. Diced tomatoes,
Mm-mm.
low or no sodium varieties.
Mm-mm.
Tomato paste. If you don't want to throw out half a can of paste each time you use a little in a recipe, scoop it out into ice cube trays, which are about
No
1
shit.
tablespoon per cube, cover with plastic wrap, and freeze. After they're frozen,
Put them in a
transfer
bag.
the cubes to a freezer-safe container.
Yeah.
They keep well for a long time. Refrigerator foods. Minced garlic. The chefs out there will prefer mincing their own fresh garlic, but
Okay.
for me and other lazy cooks, a big
Look at
container of
that.
minced garlic is absolutely
Okay.
required.
And on second thought, I don't
Minced
like
ginger,
the mold
same
on
as
the
garlic.
soil,
Be
so
careful to avoid ones with added
let's
salt
pick
and
them
sugar.
up quickly.
Hummus. Like
They're getting
fat-free
planted today.
dressings, it can be difficult to find pre-made hummus that
But
isn't loaded with
actually,
tahini,
come on, let's go plant them.
ground sesame
You
seeds,
know what? Let's
and
plant them.
oil. It's better
All
and
right,
far
y'all
cheaper
ready?
to make your own. Listen to the recipe.
This is all I did to plant my sourdough. I just had hundreds come up. It's not laying sideways. All I do is this. I sprinkle the seeds. I mix it in. Shit. But how long since you last charged it? Yeah, it's been sitting all this time, so I think it's 24 hours on full charge or whatever, but sitting. All right. I'm just shocked it didn't give you no notification or a beep or something. All right, and boom. This is legitimately where I grow soursop. And then once they sprout, 'cause they like it right here. Like every few days, I come through and I pull the ones. See, look, there's one sprouting right there. You see it? You see? Once they sprout, and look, there's one I just broke that was sprouting. But once they sprout, I move them and pot them up for the next phase of their lives. All right. And then, like I said, anyone I see, I just push them about an inch down if I see them on the top of the soil. See, as I move it, I find the ones that are like stray, and they'll come up all at once. But being this close to the cement, right here where it gets full sun in the evening, it's like a microclimate that it absolutely loves. And I'll be here for it too. So, yeah, look, there's one. Yeah, oh, but I do this a few times just to make sure I got them because just like if you curve it, they will walk back up to the top. But they'll definitely sprout right there in place. And I'm going to plant that one back. Well, actually, that's the bottom. That's the top. Oh, look, there's one right there. All right. Then I move any leaves or rocks I see. Make sure there's no more seeds again. And then if I feel one, see one, I pop it down. Yeah, there we go. That's it. This is what it looks like after I do that. And they sprout. I end up like this with tons of soursop plants that are fresh and happy. They get potted up, and they sit outside, they get bigger, and then that's it. Okay, so we did the dragon fruit, we did the plantains, we did the Cuban oregano, we cleaned up all the weeds in the bed. What else do we need to do? There's more things we need to do. Oh, we need to pot up this. She's gonna come back. Let me see. Let me make sure she's not dead. Yeah, she's still alive. You see? If you're in doubt that your plant is dead, make sure when you cut it back it's green. We gotta fix these pomegranates. I didn't realize my babies were out here. I thought I was out of inventory. Come to find out, I wasn't. And then this is a papaya that just sprouted. Only reason I know it's a papaya is because I saw the seed it was on. And the seed it was on, hold on. I'll show you once I get still so that it's easier for you to see. And so, hold on, guys. Let's get back to work. Y'all are really keeping me busy so that I don't slip up. Ooh, wait, y'all, we still have some seeds we need to plant. Y'all see them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lots of seeds. Okay, it looks like most of them. Okay. Again, we're going to plant them. I'm not even going to plant them in that same spot. I'm going to put them over here so it's not so congested because we just put like, what, 50 of them over there? Yeah, that's a lot. So, I'm just poking a hole. And I'm doing these different. I just want to see about the depth and see if the semen again matters right here. This is different kind of soil because there's nothing added. Boom. And then when I water, that will put the extra parts back into the app. Okay. So next, look at my pomegranate. I'm not sure if she's dead or if she's thinking about dying. She's still alive. So that's a good sign. But baby, look at her. I messed up with her. Look, see, so she looks bad, but she don't look as bad as her, right? This one looked bad too. What it was is they were in a different spot and they didn't get any water. It hasn't rained in this area in over a month and a half. Like since Milton came through, it hasn't really rained. And Milton did not give us as much rain as he gave everybody else. So I haven't had much rain. And so I have been dropping the ball on some straight ADHD stuff. And my parents are paying for it, which is why we're out here as well. Hold on. Hold on. Oh no. I lost it. Hold on, y'all. Let me flip my camera so y'all can at least see me. How y'all doing today? I know I look homeless. I lost so much. Anyways, let me get back to it. Let's see. I definitely just lost that. Okay, I did too many things at once. See, this is ADHD at its finest, y'all. We need to clean up our messes really fast. This is why I try to clean as I go. Let me flip y'all and talk to y'all while I do this. No, I don't have on a bra. No, I don't have on makeup today. Listen, I'm working. Like, this ain't regular content. Like I said, I am a farmer. I'm getting ready to move to Houston and teach Sorry, I forget to eat. I'm autistic. Um, and to teach people how to grow food there and protect themselves after the floods and all. And no, I don't have an abroad today. Listen. Um, but spring is coming fast, and I'm at a point with 350,000 followers, and me really trying to get over here to YouTube and teach long format here and do the other things. That I need a team, and by needing this team, that means one, to have a team is great, but if you don't have any infrastructure or you don't have the stuff that you need to have done, it just doesn't work. And that's where I'm at. Damn, all my freckles are popping. Oh well. Um, and so by January, my team will be in place. I've already hired for like shipping my seeds and everything else. And I'm working on the next part, but it will give me the ability to really teach the way I want to every day and to help others get their farms and all off running and make them as operable and financially beneficial as possible. And so, hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm cleaning up my messes. I got to as I go, or it's just too much. And you know, we've propagated so much today. And then some. Are there strawberries in there? Okay, there's still strawberries in there. Let's put them in here. This is one of the Plant and Heal. I got them all. Plant and Heal company lines. I guess I gotta get my camera mirrored. But yes, it's Alexandria strawberries. They're alpine strawberry, but they're really great in clumping. And also they're great for HOA, but they're also great for like containers, which is what I just put it in after cleaning up like the dragon fruit and all and putting some Cuban oregano and all. Or this, which is what, a variegated, dang, I can't think of what this is. I know what this is too. It's a high-end plant. How about that? But let me go ahead and plant her better, because I clearly just set her on top of the soil the other day, and it's showing in her situation and her roots showing. So let's get that. The container also has like lavender, so like things I'm propping today are like, I'm rooting lavender. Yeah, things I needed to do anyway for the spring season. Listen, I'm always tell y'all, you do not have to grow everything from seed. It is a reinventing of the wheel in the most unnecessary way. And it's draining of your time, energy, and your resources. So clone what you can. You paid for it. Why not get as much bang for the buck as you can? And so that's what I do here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but we gotta do some other things. I'm gonna go off a live while I figure it out. And I'll be back. Y'all have a good one.